And now we're going to bring out this bunch of really exciting actors. Radhika Madan, Ananya Pandey, Mrunal Thakur, Avinash Tiwari, Janvi Kapoor. So the idea of this session is really to, to get to know you guys, to get to know what you're like on set, to get to know what's going on in your mind. So this whole session is structured in a way where we ask a bunch of questions and we want each of you to respond to the same question. So it's literally the same question and we want to get a sense of what you guys are like. Let's have fun.
Yeah, let's have fun. Come on.
You too. Let's have fun.
Radhika, what do you love most about acting?
वो जो पीरियड होता है ना रोलिंग एंड एक्शन के बीच का, जब आपको पता नहीं होता कि क्या होने वाला है, वो जो एक बहुत फ्रैक्शन ऑफ सेकंड होता है वो, आई थिंक आई लिव फॉर दैट.
Ananya?
Thank you for having us firstly, but I feel very comfortable acting. I think I feel most myself when I'm acting, and I don't feel judged, because I feel like usually in life we're so conscious about what everyone around us is always thinking, but I feel like when I'm acting, I'm just, even though I'm not playing myself, I'm just most myself when I'm acting, if that makes sense. So yeah.
Okay. Mela?
This is my favorite question. The fact that to be able to play different characters is something that excites me, and the moment you enter the set and the moment you get into the skin of the character is something that just, there's some ignition that's happening inside me, and I absolutely forget the world that exists. There are few things that as Mrunal I would not do certain things, but as that particular character, they've done certain things which I didn't even expect that exists. Also what I, as Mrunal, learn from each and every character.
Lovely.
That's what acting, that's why I enjoy this profession a lot.
Lovely. Avinash?
I mean, on the same lines, this is something where I can just express my crazy side and call it a profession, call it a career, do things that I wouldn't do it in my real life, and be able to experience all of those emotions, all of those experiences that these characters go through in their lives. So I think I'm just happy about that. Acting gives me that opportunity.
Janvi?
So I think it just makes me the happiest ever to be in front of the camera, and I think by nature I'm a little bit of an escapist, and I don't know, it gives you the opportunity, like you said, to live so much, to feel so much. The stakes are always high, and the kind of energy and passion on a film set is just immeasurable, and you get to travel and meet these people and be these people. And I mean, I don't think as Janvi I would have ever been able to sit and in a chopper in Georgia and fly it, but I got to do that. It's just baffling to me. It's just, I think, the best thing in the world.
What was your first experience performing in front of people?
So in school they would do this thing called Coffee House, and me and my best friend Tanisha, we performed on Pia, Pia. And we looked like we were in pain when we were performing, but we were actually having a lot of fun, and mom choreographed the dance for us, and we were in matching pink outfits with ghungats, and Pia.
Any videos floating around?
Yeah. Yeah.
My first experience of a public performance was at Prithvi back in 2003 actually, and there was this play called Dilli Uncha Sunti. I had a small part in that. I remember walking onto the stage and almost having this feeling of there is a wall that I had to break through. I felt so much pressure, it was very, very difficult for me to just break from that into that wall and come on stage. That's an experience I fret even now. Even now, if I think I have to go and do a play, I will have all the nerves in the world, yeah.
Mine's actually really similar to Janvi's.
Pia also.
Not Pia, I did Dhoom Machale. But I was that kid who was always ready to perform. My mom would be like, Ja, Nach, I would already be on stage dancing. So Sohana, Shania and I had choreographed Dhoom Machale. Every birthday party, we would do the same steps and make everyone sit and watch us do it 500 times. So yeah, that was my first experience.
I think मेरा थोड़ा इतना Pia and Dhoom Machale नहीं था. But I enrolled myself into a jazz class, and मैं सबसे पीछे खड़ी होती थी. तो मैं घर में तो करीना समझती थी खुद को यूनिब्रॉ के साथ कि oh God, look at me. And क्लास में जब मैंने असली लड़कियां देखी तो मुझे लगा कि तो मैं सबसे पीछे जाके खड़ी होती थी. तो आई रिमेंबर कि मैं नीचे देख के डांस करती थी. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं था मेरे अंदर कि शूट करो मुझे. सो मेरी इंस्ट्रक्टर ने मेरा हाथ पकड़ा एंड सामने जाके मिरर के सामने एकदम फ्रंट रो में खड़ा करा दिया. बोलो लुक एट योरसेल्फ एंड डांस, लुक एट योरसेल्फ एंड डांस. एंड फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन माई लाइफ आई एक्चुअली लुक्ड एट माई सेल्फ एंड I froze. I just couldn't do anything. But I think that gave me confidence कि कर सकती हूँ क्या, क्या हो सकता है क्या, यूनिब्राउ के साथ भी लड़की नाच सकती है क्या. बट हाँ, थैंक्स टू माई इंस्ट्रक्टर, थोड़ा बहुत उसने लोगों की जो मेरे अंदर ही अंदर कॉन्फिडेंस उमड़ रहा था वो लोगों के सामने थोड़ा थोड़ा उसने प्रेजेंट किया.
What was the last time you auditioned?
Tufan. I remember Nikhil Advani was at the edits of Batla House, and there was this role that came out, and Rakesh sir came to the edits to watch my performance because Super 30 had just come out, but he wanted to see more. He'd seen Love Sonia, but he wanted to see a different me in different zone, different vibe. The first thing I could see there's some kind of a hesitation in his eyes. And I asked him, sir, do you want to audition me? So that it's important for me also to understand the character, you know, and I would love to audition for it. And I think from the casting team, I got to know that I was the first and the last person to be auditioned. So that makes me feel really happy.
Nice. Avinash?
The last time I auditioned was day before yesterday.
Oh.
I know I'm not sure if I can mention the project, but every work that I have done is out of auditions. I have been testing for 15 years, 16 years now. Yeah, so it's been auditions all throughout.
A couple of months ago, again, I don't know what I can say about the project. I auditioned for it and it was, I promise you, so much fun because it was like they put a camera in front of me and they just said, do whatever you want. They played music and they said, okay, just like impromptu dance, do some bhav, and then they gave me a scene to do like on the day. And it was Alia's scene from Highway, the last one. And it was just like, because I remember watching that film, I was like, I hope I get to do something like this sometime. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do it in an audition. And it was a learning process. It really, I think, freed me up and I quite enjoy auditioning.
Mine was a month ago. I remember it was after Student released, and there was this film that I heard about, and I really, really wanted to do it. And I can't say the name of it because I didn't get it. But I met the casting director, and same, it was a lot of fun. Like I didn't feel any pressure, and I'm kind of happy I didn't get it because it was like a learning experience, and you learn how to deal with rejection. And when you really, really, really want something and then you don't get it, it teaches you a lot. पाने की कोशिश करी है that. Yeah, so
कायनात नहीं मिला.
हाँ नहीं करती है, definitely not. But yeah, I really wanted it and I didn't get it, but it's okay, it happens. So yeah, it was a month ago.
I think for me it was 2-3 हफ्ते पहले हो गया. I don't know. अंग्रेजी के लिए भी I auditioned, अंग्रेजी medium, and I love auditioning. यार मैं क्या बताऊँ, मुझे बहुत मज़ा आता है because even if we don't get the project, we get to live that character for say 2-3 minutes or those 5 minutes just jitna scene hai. So I love that process.
To take off from what Ananya said actually, how do you feel when you didn't get a role? How do you feel, what do you do to deal with that emotion?
I really believe in what's meant to be yours will come to you. So, I mean, I was obviously upset when I didn't get that. But then I was like, someone better probably got it and someone better fitting for that role and it'll work out for that person. So I feel like if you're not meant to get something, you won't. And if you are, you will. So I think I'm quite chilled out about it. I feel bad.
How do they tell you? Text message, call? How do they say?
Yeah, my team had asked them, like, what's happening?
No,
like, what's up?
Curious.
And they were like, no, we're going with someone else. So I was like, oh, like, shit. But then I was like, good for them.
What about the rest of you? How do you guys deal with that moment of rejection?
There was a point where I auditioned for a particular role for 3 months. And I remember on the 1st of Jan, I get this news from the producer. He's very polite. Called me, made me sit in front of him, and he said, Mrinal, I'm very sorry, but we're going ahead with someone else. And then prepping for that one particular role for so many months, I let go my previous show, the show that I was doing, Kumkum Bhagya, it was apparently #1 at that point of time. And it did hurt me. Like Ananya said, what's meant to be, it's meant to be. You know, you'll get what it, and the right time. So yeah, rejection is something that I take it very positively.
Personally, if I knew why I get work, I would know why I did not get work. I could never make that distinction. Why did this come to me at this point of time? I have no clue about it. Over the years, there have been so many projects that it's been finalized, you have given your bit to it. In fact, even with Laila Majnu, for almost 8 months, I did about 21 tests.
21?
Yes, and there were so many other projects that came in, and you know, you want to do this, and you want to do a film, you want to be in the theaters, and this is all you want. So you let go of everything, sit at home waiting for this to take off, and the film got shelved at that point of time. Over a year later, while you're sitting at home, out of nowhere, it comes up again, and you're doing the film. So the only way I have dealt with is that this is what I want. For whatever reasons, this is what people think about me, and that's an opinion, that's not the truth. And my idea is that I have to get there. I will make it happen no matter what. So I don't really have the time to sit down and cry about it, move on to the next one, because I have to get there. That's been the driving force till now. I hope it stays like that for years to come. Yeah.
You know, I feel like when you try for something and you audition or you meet the people and you give it your best and then that doesn't work out, I feel like to some extent I'm not okay with that, but I can come to terms with that because at least I feel like I've given it my best and I've tried and it didn't happen, and some way you have to respect the director's vision because the film is important above all else. But I feel worse about, you know, like if I see a project and I feel like, oh shit, I should have like pursued that a little more. Why wasn't that like, I should have tried, I should have met these people, I should have done. That makes me feel really, really bad. I feel like, was I being complacent? And that's actually harder for me to get over. Like even now, I don't know what, I really want this film and I don't know what else to do. I've met the people, so I'm like, now what to do? I've taken a mannat. That was like something I need to actively hope also.
Radhika?
For me, I think it's a mixture of destiny and
What
you
you're doing.
giving 100%. Because there have been projects jiske liye, you know, I've given my 200%. I have auditioned for I don't know how many months and I didn't get it. And I used to sit at home and I used to be like, ये मेरे साथ हो क्या गया है? हो कैसे सकता है ये? But it's a mixture. So you cannot be complacent. You have to give your 200%. जितना ऑडिशन करना है करो, 10 बार मांगना है मांगो, भीख मांग लो कि सर वो अच्छा नहीं हुआ था, एक और ले लो. Give your 200% and after that if it doesn't happen then it's not meant to be. Yeah. But do give your 100%. Don't sit at home and be like कि भगवान कर रहा है. मन्नत.
सिर्फ मन्नत काफी नहीं है, उसके साथ काम भी जरूरी है.
Okay, guys, so let's talk about social media. Okay, whose social media feed do you envy?
I've been following Bebo's fans, like, it's crazy. And I envy because how gorgeous she looks. And the way she talks, you know, recently, Elle just published the cover. Which
Rajiv wrote.
Oh my God, Rajiv, it's so amazing. I was like...
I had nothing to do with the picture.
So I envy the feed of Kareena Kapoor Khan's
Via
fan
her
page.
fan. Right.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay.
It's really funny because I'm also a big
on the same
Kareena
page?
fan.
Fantastic.
So मैं भी ढूंढती रहती थी. I think रणबीर कपूर and Kareena Kapoor. तो सबके fan pages की कहीं से बस एक झलक चलते हुए दिख जाए. और ऐसे इतने confidence के साथ ऐसे अपनी mom को बोलती थी, आज ना वो gym गई है.
Like you know.
I know कि करीना क्या कर रही है, gym गई है वो. And white t-shirt पहनी है, so please shut up.
Ananya?
On the same page.
I envy Varun's. I think he's so funny, and how is he so funny? He just records anything and everything all the time. He's so effortless. I don't think he thinks about like being judged. Like we all are like, should I post this? Should I caption this? Should I do that? But he just posts anything. So I find his page really funny, and I aspire to be as funny as Varun Dhawan. Yeah.
Avinash?
I am really new to this. It doesn't come organically to me. But I am pushing myself. I am trying to be more active on it. I've not someone who checks a lot of feeds and talks to a lot of people. I am not sure if I follow.
Don't follow me.
I am sorry, Ananya.
Should.
I will now. I'll make sure I do that.
I think one account that I'm obsessed with, and it's really random, but there's this account called The Avocado Show. And it's just about avocados, and these people make like really cool looking dishes with avocados. And it's my favorite thing to look at.
What's the strangest place you've been recognized?
I was in the loo. And मैं सेल्फी से मैंने बोला एक सेकंड बस एक सेकंड में आ रही हूँ सेल्फी एक सेकंड रुको मम्मी मैंने बोला मुझे बस एक सेकंड के लिए यूज करने दो मैं अभी आ जाऊँ
No, it wasn't strange, but it was just like, usually I get very excited when people ask me for pictures and everything, but I was
You get excited.
I get excited, it's a big deal. But I was climbing up Tirupati, and on the way up, there were, and it was sweet, but it was like, you're tired, like on the 3000th step, you're like wondering what your life is about, and when someone sticks a phone in your face, you're just like, I don't know. But yeah.
जानवी और इनटू तिरुपति एंड वो मन्नत तेरा मेरे को
काफी धार्मिक लड़की हूँ मैं मिनी स्कर्ट में
For me, this was in Bhutan. So I was trekking up, and I didn't know that people there watch Sony television, and I had no idea. So I'm doing this. My friends ditched me. They wanted to join in for the trek. They did not. And I'm on this mountain going up, really tired, exhausted. I just decided to lie down and have some water. And out of nowhere, these 2-3 guys who were probably coming down happened to see me, and I'd done a show called Yudh with Mr. Bachchan back in 2014. So they probably had seen it. And out of nowhere, they just come there. The only 2 people I saw on that mountain trek, these 2 people happened to recognize me, take a picture for me with me, and I was like, ये तो कुछ अलग ही है, मतलब ये, this was something I could have never imagined in my life, yeah.
Madan?
With me, so I was traveling and I was in the middle of a transit, and I saw this Korean girl. She is following me non-stop, and I was like, yeah, she's pretty, okay, wow, but why is she following me? And then in the aircraft, I was like, she passed, she went to the bathroom, and then I was like, okay, fine, maybe she really wants to go use the restroom. Then she comes for the second time, third time, and then she's like, are you Sonia? So that made me really happy. I was like, wow, people do around the world watch your project and they do appreciate. So,
Ananya?
Mine, I think, is the bathroom as well. Even in the middle of traffic jams, when people are like sticking their heads out of the car, that's a bit dangerous, I feel, when people do that. And also, I think when you're in the middle of a shot, when they haven't like locked the set down properly, and people come in the middle of the shots and they take pictures, and you're making some like weird face that your character is making. I think that's the weirdest for me.
I have a really funny story. So we were shooting for Ruhi Afza in Roorkee. So basically, it was in the middle of a road, and it was a really intense moment. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the shot, this guy comes on a bike, and he just stops in the middle of the scene. And he's just watching, he's in frame. And we're like, what is happening? Like, we can't go through. And then another time on Dhadak, a media person, a guy with a camera, I was walking on a train track. He's running behind me with the camera. Like, in the shot, in the frame, there's a man running behind Parthavi with the camera. And she's holding a bag of vegetables and crying. And it just didn't make sense.
What's the last film that made you cry?
The Sky is Pink. I just watched it day before. It's such a complete film, yeah. It's such a wholesome film. But I was laughing and I was crying buckets. So yeah, I think on top of my mind, that is there.
I don't want to say mine. Mine was when I watched Student for the first time, because it was my first movie, and when the Dharma tune played at the start, I was like, it was that. So I was very emotional, so Student of the year too.
one particular film I saw last day before yesterday was Jersey. It was a very emotional film, and I could just I could feel it, and I was just like crying and trying to hide my tears. Because I'm watching, like, is my mom watching? Is my mom looking at me? And then I look at her and say, are you crying? Okay, let's cry together. So yeah.
I think I've cried in every movie I've seen. Every movie I've seen. Like the last 4 movies that I've seen, I've cried. I saw Joker And that just, I think I was just moved by how this man has done this performance and this film. It just it just moved me. Then I saw The Sky is Pink, and I was a mess. And then I saw scenes of Mahanati again, and that always gets me. And then I saw the wife on the plane. Oh God! Oh
Lovely.
my God!
Okay, what's the last role that you saw that made you madly jealous and you wish that you had done it?
I think I really want to play Joker. So I
You
think
wanna
if
be
it
Joker?
ever gets made in India, and please with a female character, please. My name is Radhika Madan. My profiles are.
Audition.
Mine's Alia from Gully Boy. I think she was amazing in that, and just the way she spoke, I just loved it. Yeah, Alia. I just want to be a part of that film. I just like wanted to walk in the background or just be somewhere as a part of that film. But yeah, Gully Boy. Yeah. So Gully Boy.
I'm a big Marvel fan. So if I'm just a part of it, in fact, I love Robert Downey. And when I see Iron Man, and I was like, wow, I want to wear that outfit. You know, I just want to do that, you know, once. Agar koi sci-fi film bana rahe, to please cast me.
Yeah, Gully Boy, because I've been staying in Wadala, Baikala area for the longest. And
He raps really well, by the way.
Give us a, come on.
Rap,
Yeah, come
You can't say that and like,
rap.
come on.
I will. So I was running and I kind of wrote something while for Gully Boy
Nice.
because I was really, it was within. And I said, लंबी परवाज़ ली है तूने बनकर नया सितारा, लंबी परवाज़ ली है तूने बनकर नया सितारा, आज अब ज़मीन पे चल वटक ले हो जा 9-2-11. नाम में मेरे है इनविंसिबल अविनाश, नाम में मेरे है इनविंसिबल, बेटा मैं तेरे बाप का प्रिंसिपल. तेरी आइटम मेरी फैन है, तेरी आइटम मेरी फैन है, गली का तू बॉय होगा, मुंबई 37 का मैं ही मैन है.
You know, so actually, after seeing the Joker, like Radhika, I just felt like it was such a brave and unsanitized portrayal of human psyche. And I think that a lot of filmmakers are doing that in India now, but I don't know if I've seen of late, at least, a woman play a role that was that unsanitized, or who, like just a female actor being encouraged to be that uninhibited in front of the camera. And I remember another film that I thought of that allowed a woman to be so just free and ballsy in front of the camera was A Woman Under the Influence. And I think I would kill, I would do anything, I would just do anything to be able to do something like that. I think it would be so liberating to push yourself in something that might even make audiences uncomfortable to see. I think I really want to do something like that.
You know, can you replicate your takes? Can you do the same thing exactly the same way, or will 2 takes always be different?
I think that depends on the scene. Like for emotional scenes when I'm crying, my directors have actually realized that even when we're rehearsing or blocking the scene, they tell me to make sure the rehearsal is dry, because 2-3 times in the rehearsal I've started crying, and then by the time it comes to my OS, the tears have run out, and then I need to go for like a 10-minute walk and then come back and then I'm fine. So for emotional scenes, I think the first 2 takes are always the best, and I think generally whichever actor I've worked with has said the same.
I think for me personally, I've spoken to a few actors and they probably go through the same problem, which is once you do a good take and you have to do it again, you kind of start using your memory. I don't know if that happens with you
Start
guys.
mimicking yourself, which
Because
is the worst.
you've just done this and you try to recreate what has happened, and I've always failed at it. Most of the times I try to maintain the physical movements the same because that is part of the continuity. And the emotional mental process is you try to be in the moment. It's the most difficult thing to do, which is why great actors are great actors. But yeah, the attempt is to be able to create in the moment and let go of the memory, because that is something that I personally deal with the most. You start bringing that again and again and you lose the moment.
Thanks to television, you know, because so it also depends on the filmmaker. I'm very blessed to have Tabrez Rani in my life. He would just explain me the scene. He would never let me rehearse the lines because he knew what my weak point was. Because after take 2, take 3, take 4, you get mechanical. And he said he would give me a lot of backstory. Ki this is Sonia, her sister being, kidnapped and being sold in the brothel. And what would you do? What would you do? So these are the kind of briefing that I would get. So I just believe in one thing, that whenever the director gives me a briefing, I just listen to it and just go for. So my takes are never the same. It'll always keep changing.
Okay. Nice. Ananya?
I think because I'm so new, I constantly feel like I'm learning, and I love to listen to what my director's saying and do exactly what he wants because I'm so new. So, and I feel like there's always just one take where everything is right. Like it doesn't have to be the first take or it could be the 91st take, but just there's one take which you, the co-actor, everyone knows that this is the take. You feel it after you finish it and you're like, okay, fine, I did it. So I feel like it just happens in the moment, but I think I'm such a director's actor that I can replicate a take because I like to do exactly what they want me to do. But then there's always one take which is magical and you just feel it right after and you're like, okay, fine. Then it's fine. So yeah.
For me, like every moment is different. Like this moment is different from a second back. And you need to be smart enough कि what the scene is. Like how Janvi said कि अगर वो rehearsal के अंदर सारे आंसू खत्म कर देगी तो close तक आते आते गए. लेकिन movie में तो close ही चिपकना है ना. तो movie के अंदर क्या होने वाला? तो I used to do the same. I think television really helped us. तो हम क्या करते थे? Master shot होता था, उसमें कुछ भी नहीं निकालते थे आंसू. मतलब सिर्फ चल के जा रहे हैं. फिर 2 शॉट में पता है कि सिर्फ 2 बार आना है. एडिटिंग में सिर्फ 2 बार शक्ल दिखाएंगे तो छुपा भी सकते हैं. तो इसमें भी अपने आंसू मत खर्च करो. ओएस से एक्टिंग शुरू होती है. सो ओएस से एक्टिंग शुरू करी, क्लोज में टपका के रुला दिया.
Okay, you want to ask the last one before we open it up?
Yeah, last question is, if you could change one thing about the Hindi film industry, what would it be?
I think, like I said before, I think that although I know it's happening more now than it ever has before, but I think less sanitized roles for women. I would love to see a female character that's grey. I don't want to see a conventional vamp or a conventional anything. I think just like if Kabir Singh was a woman, just unsanitized, grey. But although I remember seeing this really old film called Bandini with Nutan, and she was a grey character. And then I don't remember seeing a character of late that was explored in so much depth, that was so, I think, grey.
As an actor, as an actress, let me put it that way, as an actress, why is it difficult for me, even now after being a part of so many projects, to get a film like Love Sonia? Because I know the audience trusts me, but does the filmmakers trust me? I want things to change. A film like Sky is Pink is such a brilliant film, but it doesn't have the numbers.
But I think we already know this. It's an established fact that a film that makes numbers does not mean it's a good film.
Of course.
I mean, anyone who has some sensibility about films knows this. Because it's an industry and it's a commerce-driven industry, unless and until you can bring the money in
Correct.
or facilitate the process, the industry is not going to acknowledge or validate you. If we are expecting that from the industry, I think we should find a way to deal with it. But at the same time, the industry provides you the platform to go and make a living out of it. If you make the numbers, it will acknowledge and validate you.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so which is where we all are.
I'm sorry, I'm just adding. In the people, I think it goes beyond the industry as well. Because I know so many times people have asked me what my next film is, and immediately the next question is, तो hero कौन है?
Right.
कौन से hero के साथ? Like, मतलब मैं हूँ फिल्म में, hero से क्या लेना देना? मैं हूँ ना.
ये तो मुझे आज भी पूछा जाता है, तुम्हारे फिल्म में हीरो कौन है?
Ananya?
No, I agree with everything. Like, all of that needs to change. And I feel like even just running behind the West and trying to imitate things that they're doing, I feel like we have such beautiful stories here and such real things to tell. So we should just focus on stories here. We have such talented people here. So I don't think there's that need to run behind them or try to imitate what they're doing. I think we should stick to our roots because that always works. Yeah.
No, I agree with all of them. what I really feel is that I know things are changing, Avinash, but I think what is happening with me and Mrunal, and you know, हमें पूरा map दिया जाता है कि, you know, with my Pataka and her Love Sonia, we were appreciated for our acting. It just didn't work. So हमें हमेशा बोला जाता है कि चलो ये फिल्में ना तुम मत करो अभी. हम एक्टर बने इन फिल्मों के लिए हैं कि हमें ऐसी परफॉर्मेंसेस करने का मौका मिले. सबका अंदर वही है कि हम परफॉर्म करें.
Supposed to be a commercial hit actor.
पर तुम्हारी एक्टिंग वाली मूवी देखेगा कौन जब तक तुम कमर्शियल हीरोइन नहीं बनोगे. तो तुम्हारा वो रोड मैप है कि चलो ठीक है पहले इस हीरो के साथ करते फिर इस हीरो के साथ करते फिर जब तुम्हारा नाम बन जाए ना तब यू कैन डू अ मूवी लाइक राजी सो दैट पीपल कम एंड वॉच इट. आई रियली वॉन्ट टू चेंज दैट. I really want producers to believe in me and be like, yeah, I'm signing Radhika up. You see, जिसको hero को लेना है क्या लेना है, and I want to be paid equally. I fucking deserve it, yeah.
Do we want to add a certain responsibility with the audience as well? You know, every conversation that we have about our industry, it's driven by commerce. It's driven by these people who come and watch the film.
Yeah. The last
somewhere-
mile is the audience.
Of course.
And of course.
And I don't. So my question to them is, what really excites them? It's almost like कि मेरे घर पे Colgate आता है तो Pepsodent use नहीं करूँगा. You know, how do you create that space for yourself is something that we all have to figure out. But the audience, hopefully, and with times like which is what is changing. The audience is probably looking forward and making a change for all of us.
Chalo.
This is lovely. Thank you, guys. This is
Thank
really
you.
exciting.
Thank
I really feel like
you.
we got
It's
to know you
wonderful.
guys much better. And we're really excited about what you guys do next. So,
Yeah.
you know, all the best. Looking forward. And I'm sure we'll pick up this chat
Thank
again
you.
soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.